just did a showing of a sold-out showing last week in Nanuet, across the bridge.
Thank you for that. Thank you very much.
Worked really hard.
Thank you for working so hard. It is hard work
Yeah.
putting on an event, and we really appreciate it. So what's your name?
My name is Shannon.
And this is?
Young.
And how old are you?
15.
15 years old. It's lovely to meet you both. So we can tell his story.
So he was born beautifully and was developing just fine. And people would, riding the subway, people would say, "Oh, your baby, you know, he makes such great eye contact." You know, he's just very interactive and very social, really a charmer, and it was with the MMR. He actually got the MMR and the varicella on the same day, all four of them. Afterwards, he became very ill, ran a very high fever. I called up the pediatrician. It was in the nighttime. I just called the on-call person and said, you know, my baby's really sick. You know, his bowels are like green slime, and you know, he's running a really high fever. He's just very listless. He's not, you know, seems to be just really having a very bad reaction. And she said, "Oh, this is normal." She says he just ate something that is, you know, passing through his system. And so she says, just give him Tylenol, and you know, it'll pass. So that's what happened. My little boy was walking and he was talking. You know, he got the MMR right when he turned 1, and then he started losing language. That was the main thing I noticed. He would just learn 10 words and then he'd lose them, and then he'd learn 10 more words and he'd lose them, and then he just went on like that until he was a year and a half. Then he got another spate of vaccines, and then his daycare called a few weeks later to say something's wrong. He's not responding to his name, and we think you need to call someone to evaluate him. There's something going on. So that's when it started. All the people coming to the home, OTs, PTs, speech and language people. He stopped talking. I guess he was 2.5 when he was diagnosed with mild to moderate autism, and then he stopped talking altogether for 9 months. And I got a 1-month push of ABA therapy. She came to the home for 40 hours a week for 1 month, and she was able to get him to start to say words again, just one word at a time. And at that point, when he was 3, actually, I didn't really put it together what had happened until he was 3. We were at a special needs school, and I was just looking at his file, and I pulled out the vaccine sheet, and I started counting the number of shots he'd received. He didn't receive any more after a year and a half, so he hadn't received any more after he stopped talking, etc. And they started saying that there's something wrong. And I counted the number of shots, and I knew in my mommy gut at that point. My mommy gut just said that's what happened. Your child was, they gave him too many vaccines. Because I didn't realize how it was adding up. And, you just go and they give them a couple of shots. They're not really very forthcoming about it. So anyway, I just didn't really recognize what was happening until I counted the shots. And then I started to investigate. It's been a long journey trying to heal my boy. I've probably spent $500,000, I think, trying to...
And you're on your own doing this, aren't you, as well?
Yeah.
Do you have any help at all from anyone?
No.
You go to school?
Yes.
And he enjoys it?
We found a great school. We're very excited about it. It's called the Auto Spec School. A little bit of advertising. Auto Spec School. It's a Waldorf school for kids with special needs, and it's located out in Rockland County in Chestnut Ridge, New York. We love the school. I've had a horrific time with the whole educational dilemma, and we even went to Costa Rica for 4 years. I finally just decided I'm going to leave the country. We went to Costa Rica and we lived there for 4 years.
How was that?
Up in the cloud forest. It was great. It was great. We had a good
I
time.
think that's what we're all going to run to if things get bad. Yeah.
Yes.
One of the places on our list.
But we came back so I wouldn't lose my job.
And you enjoy your school?
Yeah.
Good.
It's great. But financially, it's been pretty much, I'm pretty much been on my, it's been a difficult thing financially for me to handle all of the
I know,
all of
financing is
the
hard.
financial ramifications of what happened to my child. It's been really devastating. We live in a studio apartment, he and I, and it's rough.
It's
Yeah.
tough.
Yeah. But we're okay.
Surviving. Yeah, you are actually. You guys are amazing.